What's up, guys? Welcome into the Ride Life podcast. I'm your host, Jim, down in Rhode Island. And with me, as always, is my host, Brian, up in New Hampshire. Brian, I'm bringing us in today because I want to get right into it. I'm going to just start calling you Sliding Brian. Wheelies, burnouts, mostly burnouts, a lot of rolling burnouts. Like, dude, what have you been doing? Every time I see you post something, it's like you're 10 times better than the last time you posted something.
I'm telling you, it's just seat time. You get some practice in, you start feeling more comfortable. You start sliding, you start going faster. You just it's addicting, and I just want to keep going with it. I've been riding the FXR all weekend. Nothing long, no long rides, but just around my neighborhoods, ripping wheelies. I think I got my longest wheelie I've ever done on my FXR, and hopefully I can just keep beating that record. That's like my goal. So I'll do a wheelie, and I'll get it up, and I can almost slow it down a little bit with the rear brake, and I can keep it going. But my goal is to get it up, keep it up, and but the sliding, doing donuts, that's just fun. It was funny. I posted that reel of, I think it was about a year ago, where I just out of the blue was like, I told my son, I said, hey, film me. I'm going to try to do this. I've always been wanting to try this. I love burnouts. I'm like, just film me. Film me doing this. So I did one, half-ass one, almost tipped over. And then I was like, you know what? We got to do a progression. So I had him film me again. And I just like watching that. I've watched that reel friggin' 100 times myself.
Has
But
102 views.
yeah, actually, 17,500 views.
Nice, nice.
All right. So all right. But I could just tell though, like the confidence and the way I stand on the bike and kind of maneuver the bike with my feet and stuff. It's just a lot of fun. You got to try it. I mean, you don't have to try it. Don't play. No, actually, you know what? Do not try it. It's
I'm gonna tell you right now. I famously, or not so famously, said on this show about a month ago, I'm kind of over the wheelie, and I am kind of over the wheelie, but I'm not over the burnout. Ironically enough, I love the burnouts. I love seeing all the guys sliding the bikes all over the place, doing the figure eights and stuff like that.
yeah.
Seeing you going around the car was really really cool. I think you had a pretty cool. I don't know if it's like your permanent Instagram photo now, but the way that the clip shows up in the story, you were almost like silhouetted and with the smoke all coming up around you.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
that's pretty badass. But you've been riding with some guys up there too. I'm sure they've been teaching you a few tricks and that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, it's just like anything else, any other sport. Like you play with people, like in golf, you play with people that are better than you get better. Same thing. You ride with people that are better than you kind of watch them, you see what they do, and you kind of incorporate that into what you do. So yeah, like I've been riding with Cody. I watch him. I can see what he does. I kind of throw that into my own style. Like he's got his own style, so I try to have my own style. Everybody's got their own style when they're sliding around, their positioning and stuff. So I got three. I think I got like 5 burner tires. I'm just ready to rip tires right off the FXR. I got new parts coming for the FXR, so I'm ready.
All right, so I want to ask you about that. So forget your stylistic upgrades on the FXR for a second. What kind of stuff, if you would recommend that you did to your FXR that helped you kind of either wheelie it or kind of help with the burnouts? Kind of let people know what you did for just those specific reasons.
So, well, I always thought a chain drive was huge, but my Dyna doesn't have a chain drive, and I can wheelie that thing pretty good too. So, a chain drive is nice. The biggest thing so far is that Elite clutch lever, huge. I can one finger it. It makes a big difference. And I also just got a Mueller Easy Pull, so I'm going to put that in. And from what I've heard, that's supposed to be another game changer. So my clutch is going to be like butter. And Jim, do you remember from motocross days when you used to ride motocross and get arm pump?
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, I got some serious arm pump when we were at the lot. I was trying to do like I would come in, spin around, try to do like figure eights and stuff, and in and out with the clutch. On the ride home, dude, I couldn't. My hand was just like it was stuck in this position. I had to use my other like it was so bad. So once I get that clutch a little bit easier, because it's kind of hard still, get the clutch. That's huge. I did upgrade my front brakes a little bit. I put a better master cylinder up front because I only have a single disc. Dual disc is key for doing burnouts if you're going to use your front brake. But I'm making the single disc work with the 777 front tire helps, nice and sticky. Lower the PSI down on that. But it's all just seat time. Once you get out in the lot, I mean, I've been doing donuts around the neighborhood. Like, I think my style is like, I have to go out there, I rip like 4 or 5 donuts real quick and get the hell out of there. So I don't have time to really practice and see what I'm doing. I got to get to a couple lots. So that's my next.
Does anybody do anything like with the actual clutch itself, like replace any of the plates, discs, baskets, anything like that? I mean, is there anything like that you would think like there would be something that might be a little bit more conducive than a regular clutch?
Yeah, well, not really, because you don't want a heavy clutch. You know what I'm saying? So I think this Mueller Easy Pull, it's like a whole new ramp system. I think that's going to be. It says 40% easier pull. So
Okay.
that combined with a Elite lever, which is supposed to be 30% easier pull, so I'm up to 70% easier pull than stock. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a game changer. So I'll be able to feather that clutch a lot easier because my new trick I'm trying is you blast down, hit your rear brake, slide into a corner, and you slide out of it. It's like a J turn they call it. So I'm trying to do that, and then after I figure that out, and then I could slide right into a donut. No front brake donut. They call them the Larrys. I don't know if I'll get that this year, but eventually.
Yeah, I love that when they're coming in like with some speed and they kind of lock up the rear wheel and they swing it around and kind of burn out of it and then do I love that. That's actually one of my favorite things that people do.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do, and my arm pump just got so bad. It's called like switchbacks, so I was trying to do that. Yeah, I'm
I don't
excited.
know. I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of stuff like out there that people are doing that's pretty cool, and you love that. I just want to get on the bike and ride. Like when I get on my bike, and especially when I used to have no helmet, I felt so free. I didn't want to turn around, and it's not because I didn't have great things to come home for, but it was like there's something about seeing the world when you're on 2 wheels, and that's always what I focused on. Like I just want to get on the bike and like go. Like I want to go coast to coast, you know. I've been watching a lot of that ride with Norman Reedus, and the show itself is a lot of like he's pit stopping and he's doing interviews with people and doing stuff, but like the riding that he's doing and the places that he's going is so cool. And I'm like, there's so much of that out there to just go see in the country. It's a pretty cool show if you haven't checked it out.
Yeah, I haven't checked it out yet, but yeah, no, I totally agree. I love riding. I love exploring places like that, and I also love the stunt riding. So it's like it's the best of both worlds to me. Jump on the road
Yeah.
glide, do a little touring, and jump on the FXR if I want to do some donuts, rip around, do some wheelies. So yeah, I love it. But today I spent all day on the 3-wheeler.
Yeah.
Cause
Was it raining up there today?
no, it never rained. It might be raining now, but it didn't rain at all. But when I went, so I put some new rear sliders on the FXR just in case
Okay.
I lay it down. I don't want to mess up my thunder header or anything else like that. So I got these sliders, upper shock sliders from this kid Cam. He lives in the next town over from me. His name is Performance_Cam on Instagram. Go check him out. Get some sliders from him. He makes them all himself, and all that money funds his little project. So go help him out. Buy some sliders. They look cool. You can get a couple different colors. He doesn't have a lot of colors. Black. You can get black, white, blue. But yeah, they're definitely a good investment for your bike if you're going to be stunting. And he's a cool dude. So
Does he? Oh, I was just real quick on him. Does he make them for Harleys and like crotch rockets and stuff like that, or just Harleys right now?
I think just Harleys right now. Dynas.
Okay.
My FXR was the first FXR he put sliders on, so that was kind of cool. So he was able to put those on. And with my Legends shock, you know how the Legends, their marketing scam is, that it's got a little bit of play. So they say when you're making corners, your shocks can turn with the bike, and I don't know if it actually does anything. I doubt it, but he makes the spaces that are cut out for that, so you can still have your little movement on your Legends shocks. But I'm trying to get to Jim is he had some three wheelers. He just bought a couple little three wheelers, and he's getting into three wheelers. I think he actually just got it run. I saw a couple of stories that he got it running, and he's been doing some wheelies. So I was out on my three wheeler all day today, ripping some wheelies, and I gotta say, I did the longest wheelie I've ever done on my three wheeler today, from the beginning of my road all the way past my house, all the way up around the corner, up to the top of the hill. I was pretty impressive.
When you say the beginning of the road, you mean like you come down the hill and then you start at that first like curve and then wheelie and then go up. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Probably not ready for the downhill wheelie turn yet.
Yeah, that's kind of a steep downhill. I don't know. But the turn up the hill on the other side I could do. I did that, so
nice.
I'm getting pretty good with the three-wheeler wheelies. So good that, like I said, I can wheelie my whole road. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try some hand drags, because that trick is a pretty tough trick. So I couldn't quite, I yet to touch the ground. I can barely get, so, you get up in a wheelie, you got to lock the handlebars to the right. So then take your left hand off, or your right hand, whatever you feel with. But no, it's got to be the right hand because you got throttle. So you take your left hand off, and it's like, it's sketchy as fuck. Like, I can reach back there, but I can't quite get it, because you got to be almost at 12 o'clock. And yeah, it might happen. It might not with a three-wheeler.
I remember when I worked at the Honda dealer, the service manager that was there, Deb, used to do the road races. And she had like one of those, I think hers was like one of the Kawasaki, the 500s. And that was her thing. Like she was like, I just need to get my knee down. And she just could not. So like, it drove her crazy. She's like, I can't get my knee down. But she was running pretty good lap times. But that was just made me think of that.
Yeah, the knee dragging. Yeah, that's pretty cool too, around the corners. So, but anyway, so I got the sliders from him. So go check him out, get some sliders. And what else did I do to the bike? I think that's it. Well, when you start doing wheelies, you got to have better front suspension. So I got the Legends 2 over in the front, because if that comes down hard, you'll blow out your fork seals left and right. Some good rear shocks, a good tire in the back to try to, but that tire's bald and I can still get it up, so it's pretty cool. But that tire's been lasting. Yeah, that tire's bald. But it's still got some life. I got at least another 15 burnouts left in that bike.
What do you said that one's like definitely more like you like stunting on that one more than the Dyna. Like why? Like is it just the way it feels? Is it?
Yeah, you know what it is? The Dyna almost, I think I made it too tall. It's like, I don't know, when I go to do donuts, it feels like it's kind of tall, and I mean, I'm tall, so that shouldn't really bother me, but the FXR sits just a little bit lower, so it's almost like I got a better balance when I'm on the FXR, because I can really whip it around on the FXR, and I just feel like I have so much control. Doing my donuts now, I'm using the front brake, so they're not quite drifting donuts, but I can go really wide, and I don't know, I think that's cool. Like I can go like from one side of the street all the way to the other side, I don't know, that's just cool. And I can't wait to get to ride with Cody again, and like pull up to an intersection and just both, right next to each other, do some donuts. I don't know.
There you go. I'll tell you what, man. I hate to be this guy, but it got cold fast and it got gross. Like we're having a nor'easter. I'm sure it's going to hit you. I was up in Tewksbury today, and it wasn't too bad. But when I was looking at the radar, like my house got slammed, and it's going to be slammed right through tomorrow too.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was thinking I was thinking about this. We were talking about riding in the bad weather and shit, and I'm like, all them fucking leaves are coming down. Like all the wet ass leaves are gonna be everywhere. And we don't talk about that like as riders, but people talk about like tar snakes all the time.
Yeah.
Like those hot tar snakes. And like fuck it, I don't know. I think I'd rather hit a tar snake than a handful of wet leaves. I don't know about you, but
Oh, for wet leaves? You kidding me? That'll bring you right down. You have no chance. At least with the tar snakes, it's usually just a skinny little line, and you'll slide, but your tire will grab.
yeah.
But dude, you hit leaves, you're fucked. You're down. There's
If you're
no coming.
hitting if you're hitting a tar snake like in a corner and you're really like leaning the bike over, like you'll go because
Oh
you're
yeah,
you're on the edge of the tire. But tar snakes more often than not just scare the crap out of you. Wet leaves, like dude, I like they're blowing off the trees like crazy today. The wind is howling here. You really can't hear it, but the wind is whipping here right now. Like until it'll probably not be dry till like late Tuesday, early Wednesday.
yeah. And I never really experienced tar snakes around here that much, but when I went out to Sturgis, dude, oh my god, it was bad, and because it got hot.
Really?
It got hot during the day, and those back roads, some of the back roads, had a lot of them, and I was kind of like, you know, coming into a corner going 70, and it's like, oh shit, it's a little sketchy.
It's actually kind of that's actually a super underrated thing about New Hampshire though. Like for all the cold and plowing and salt and stuff they do, like the roads stay pretty well intact. I don't know if they put down more pavement when they make them or what, but there really aren't. Like there's certain places that probably like the roads are probably 30 years old and they haven't been touched and they're getting torn up, but most of the roads up there, man, are pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean they take their time, and when they repave a road, they do it right. They dig it way out, put a nice base in, and so you got to get below the frost, get that nice base in, and then put a big thick concrete on, and they usually last. Frost heaves, but not, that's the frost heaves. That's like freaking hitting jumps on the road.
Yeah, for you warm weather people, we have these
Yeah,
frost heaves. They're real. They're like big ass bumps in the middle of the road, but
yeah,
yeah, it's all part of riding in New England. Like, but that's it. It's something where you start avoiding roads and then you end up starting to ride the same roads, which is the only thing that can be a bummer sometimes because you're like, oh man, I went this way last time. So
yeah. I'm lucked out. Like all the roads around me in this area, I feel like they're pretty new, so they're pretty smooth. So I can kind of crank around these roads and have some fun.
nice,
So, but
nice.
well, it is what hurricane season, and of course, Biketoberfest is happening next weekend, and I'm kind of bummed. I'm seeing Doug Daytona HD Wheelies is having stunt shows at Orlando Harley. The Drifter Drags is going to happen again, and I gotta say, I'm kind of bummed. I'm gonna miss it.
Weren't you kind of like contemplating going?
I was. I mean, it's literally this weekend, so I'd have to leave. I think it starts on Thursday, so I'd have to leave on Wednesday. I don't have a place yet or anything. I do have
Is
a
it a
place
week or
for.
is it a weekend?
It's 4 days, so Thursday, Friday,
Okay.
Saturday, Sunday, and I think I've only been a couple times, but it's way less crowded. There's less vendors, but there's still, Willie still has a show, the old school biker show. There's still a bunch of shows going on. It's just less people, and dude, it is hot. Like I remember being 10 o'clock at night, sitting at a light, just sweating. The humidity is horrible.
I would imagine too, like when you're coming out of the winter and you're going into bike week, it's cold, so you can go down there. It can be hot, but it's not 90s hot. But we're now like 70s is our high, and just like it started to cool down. The humidity's gone here. You feel better, and then you go back down there, and it's like oppressive.
Oh yeah. I mean, I definitely will go to Biketoberfest again. Just not this year. But if I was to compare the both of them, the real one in March would be my favorite, just because, like you said, it's snowing, it's shitty. You're just eager to get out and ride. So that ride down is great, and then you get there and you can actually ride your bike in a t-shirt, and it's just like, hell yeah.
The vibe's got to be different. I've always pictured the fall to be probably like a little bit more chill, a little bit more laid back.
Yeah.
You
Oh, yeah,
know,
because there's less people. It's hurricane season down there, so not a lot of people go because they're worried about getting canceled and flooded and shit like
was
that.
it
But
last year they almost didn't have it, right? I think it was last
Was
year or 2 years ago. They
it might
almost
have
didn't
been?
have it.
Yeah, a couple of years ago. I remember seeing videos of the streets just flooded. So,
Yeah, yeah.
um,
I mean, it like yeah, less vendors, less people, like probably smaller, like intimate, but like still plenty of shows. What about like the riding? Is it? I mean, I know it's the same roads, but is it better riding in the fall or better riding in the spring?
the same roads. Florida's not a good riding state as it is, but
I don't know if there
it's
was less people on them, less bikes, you know.
oh for sure less people. Yeah, like I said, less people go. But even in March when you go for Daytona, um, there's just bikes everywhere. So it's hard to tell. I don't know. Uh, Now you got me thinking about Daytona. I already got. We rented an Airbnb. We already got the place. I can't wait. It's right on River. I think it's Riverside Road, which is um, the beginning of the scenic loop. So I know you've never been down there, but there's this thing called the loop where it goes through the swamps of I think it's Tacoma. Yeah, I think it's Tacoma State Park. You go through there, go through the swamps. It's pretty cool. So hopefully, this is the first time we've ever got a house. We usually just stay at the Wyndham, which is fun. It's just fine. Yeah, it's it is what it is. But with a house, we're gonna be able to sit in the front yard, watch bikes go by, drink some beers, have a barbecue right in the driveway, have our bikes right there, have a truck right there, whatever. It's gonna be it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait for this
One
year.
thing, yeah, one thing about being in a hotel, like I mean, hotels are nice, but you're kind of like when you're in your room, you're in your room.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like you're
Exactly. You
not you're not
can't.
looking out the window. You're not really like experiencing anything outside. So it is kind of cool to be able to sit outside and chill.
Yeah. And I enjoy people watching and watching bikes go by. Like you remember when I lived in the town we grew up in, Tewksbury. I lived right on the main street of I think it was the corner of Main and Chandler Street.
Yeah, it was the White House, and you had like the little pond in the back that froze over, and
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. But my bedroom window was right above, right at the set of lights, so I could sit in my window and just watch traffic go by all the time. I loved it. That was like my favorite
So
spot to sit.
I hung out with you at that house one time after a hockey game. We went skating on that pond, and I think you moved within 2 weeks to the
Yeah,
complex that was closer to me. It was really like close.
yeah. Oh yeah, the complex was but then
Yeah.
oh yeah, then I moved to the house, which was
Yeah.
still not that far away from you.
Yeah. No, but I mean like I think literally we hung out and 2 weeks later you moved
Yeah,
to that complex
yeah.
because I remember you moving.
Yeah, I do remember that. It's good
We were
times.
at Skate 3. I remember we were at Skate 3 and
Yeah,
I left with you and your dad and we went to the White House and we ice skated.
yeah. At that little pond. I mean, can you like that? Probably was the size of my pool. Like that
Yeah,
must have
but
been
we were
tiny.
young, so it was just whatever. It was what it was. That was pre motorcycles and dirt bikes and everything else, but
Yeah, yeah.
so would you tell someone like, all right, if you're gonna go to Daytona, obviously you tell them go in the spring, but like, is there a compelling reason to go in the fall? Like, it what would be the reason you would say someone like, hey, go in the fall this year?
Well, just like I said, just because there'll be less people, you can see everything. There's less people, and the weather. Oh, the weather's going to be hit or miss. It's either going to be smoking hot or it's going to be raining. So,
I ran into a guy yesterday at work, and I was delivering a whole bunch of stuff, and I could see he had a bike in the garage, and it looked like an '03, like silver and black
mm,
anniversary. It wouldn't be a heritage, but that's what it looked like, and I was kind of confused. And I'm looking at the bike, and I'm like, couldn't really tell what it was. It was dark in the garage. It was an '07. It was that tan and black that they did.
oh yeah,
And
yep,
but once I got up close to it, I don't even remember what it was. It was a soft tail something. Like once I got on it, I was like, oh okay, it's just, whatever. But we got to talking, and he was telling me, he goes, yeah, he goes, I didn't get out much this year. He goes, but usually I go to Laconia the last couple of years. He goes, every year I go now, it's getting worse. He goes, I go every other year. Usually, he goes, it's getting worse and worse and worse. He goes, I want to go hit the vendors. I'm like, guy, you got to go to Laconia Harley Davidson. Never been.
What?
I don't
I
know.
mean,
He didn't tell me like it's crazy. He didn't tell me like, oh, I've been going to Laconia for 20 years. He just said I usually go every other year, and he always goes downtown. And he's like, I remember there were vendors downtown.
yeah.
I don't remember vendors being downtown. Like maybe one or two. Like maybe he goes,
Yeah.
it's all t-shirts and people drinking and blah blah blah. I go, you got to go to Laconia Harley Davidson. That's literally what's there is vendors and like that's that. I just thought it was a funny story, but and I said, hey, check out the Ride Light podcast, and he didn't look like the kind of guy who was going to listen to a podcast, but that's all right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because Wares Beach, it's always been just t-shirts. There's never been actual
I mean,
vendors down there.
I can maybe like remember like on a corner, like maybe a light vendor, like selling headlights or something like that, but not a presence, like not a big presence. And they were probably not like a big company. It was probably like Bob's motorcycle parts, and he had 40 t-shirts and 20 headlights or something like that. I don't remember there really being like parts vendors, like actual big companies on
No,
Wares Beach at all.
they were up at the Fun Spot, and then they got moved from the Fun Spot to Laconia. And then I wonder if he ever went to the Speedway, because a lot of vendors were set up there.
Yeah.
But
He didn't. He didn't mention. I mentioned the Speedway to him. I said you can go up there. There's usually vendors. There's a few vendors up there, and usually you can do test rides up there. And he was kind of like he didn't really say anything like, oh, I've been or I haven't been. But I'm wondering if he used to go to the Fun Spot and went to the Fun Spot and then like didn't. There were no vendors, and then went downtown and there were no vendors and didn't even realize that like Laconia Harley Davidson was like a thing. But I mean, they've been there at least a few years now.
oh, more than a few. I mean,
No, but I mean, like having all the vendors up there, it's been there at least quite a few years.
yeah. Well, because do you remember where Laconia Harley Davidson used to be? Used to be down the road a little ways, next to the railroad tracks, maybe. But it was a real small little dealership. I remember when I first got my night train, I rode up there. We rode up there with a group of people, and we went to that Harley shop, and it was freezing. And I bought a $500 friggin' Harley Davidson leather jacket.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that jacket.
Yeah, I love that jacket. I actually sold it. I loved it so much.
Listen, when you got that jacket, though,
Yeah.
I personally remember being like, I got to get me one of these.
Oh, dude. When I had that jacket, I used to ride around with that jacket on, and girls would just be like, they wanted to jump on the back just because of the jacket.
Yeah. What was it? It was black with orange, and it had the big wide white stripe, right?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
was it an orange stripe?
No, yeah, it was an orange stripe, and it said Harley Davidson. It was
Yeah.
black. Yeah, it was sick. I
I'll
wish I
tell you
still had
what,
it.
man. That leather jacket that I have from Harley, I've talked about it on here before. It is so nice.
Yeah.
And every time I put it on, I'm like, it's got that fucking Willie G skull on the back, man. I hate that skull so much. But it's an awesome jacket. Like,
Yeah. Recently, I bought another Harley Davidson jacket, which is, it's funny we brought this leather jacket up because this jacket that I have, it is like a clone to the leather jacket, but it's not leather. It's kind of like that North Face material. I don't know what that's
okay,
called.
yeah.
So it's
It's
like
like a
that.
polyester, like with like down and whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, but dude, that jacket is the warmest jacket, but everybody has it. Like even friggin' Ethan comes from Michigan, got the same damn jacket. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, but even he said it. He's like, it's a hell yeah brother jacket, but it is the warmest jacket. I don't know what it is.
Well, like a lot of this. So listen, a lot of the stuff they sell is really nice. It's quality stuff. It's probably something that like if you bought it from another company, like say it would be $90, but because it says Harley on it, it's $180. But it is quality stuff. There's not much in there that you're gonna buy that's like a piece of crap.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so Jim, we got an announcement to make. We were talking about Laconia. Yep. And Laconia is the time that we do the Ride Life barbecue. So this year is going to be the Ride Life Barbecue 2. And I think we have a date set for it. And what was it? Last episode, we were talking kind of like maybe it should be the first Sunday of Laconia. And I think that's where we settled on, right? June 14th.
Yeah, I
right?
think the first Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah. So June 14th is going to be the date for the Ride Life Barbecue. Number 2, again, it's going to be at my house. We're going to have burgers. We might even have Chef Chris might come in with his pulled pork sandwiches again. They were delicious. He was only 3 hours late for the first one, so maybe he can start the pulled pork maybe the night before or the day before and be a little bit more prepared. But so,
all right, since we're doing show announcements, I want to run this by you. But Sunday, June 14th, the Ride Life podcast barbecue. Same place, same spot.
Same place, and
right, same spot.
There will be burnouts in the driveway happening again.
Nice. Maybe some slow races. Let's see. Well,
yeah,
maybe.
I think we should. I think we.
I think the crowd we had last year didn't really want to be slow. That was a fast crowd.
Yeah. I think Todd was a little bummed out as FXR was acting up, so it was kind of just a chill barbecue.
Yeah, that's all right though. That's a good time.
Yeah,
so
no,
I wanted to run something by you. So we have the Ride Life roast. So winter's coming up. We still got a bunch of bikes to do. We want more people to send us your bikes. We'll do a roast. We'll try to be funny. But I think we should do a Ride Life toast. And
Okay.
and I want to workshop this with you. Like I was kind of thinking like, all right, we're always breaking balls, right? But maybe our listeners can send us in like, hey, here's a guy that's doing something cool, and we give him a little shout out, a little toast.
All right, I like that. We could do that.
Yeah, I don't know, just something a little different. So we do like one week, one another week.
Yeah, because we're not going to do a roast every week. So we're going to do a roast every other week. We got a long winter up here in New England, so we got to get through it.
And unfortunately, it's coming.
It is. It is.
Yeah, so if you guys got somebody you want to nominate for a toast, send them in. Send them into the Ride Life Podcast at Instagram, and we'll do a little toast on them. Tell us why. Don't just be like, hey, here's my buddy Bob. Tell us like Bob, like why Bob deserves a toast, and we'll toast Bob.
Yeah, what? Gee, what's up with you and Bob tonight? Bob's headlights, Bob's t-shirts. Buddy Bob.
No offense to your buddy Bob, but it's just Bob. I mean, Bob is just like, it's a name.
Bob's a good dude.
Could be Jim. I mean, there's only 17 trillion Jims in the 70s, so.
That's true. So yeah, we could do a Ride Life toast along with we haven't done any beer reviews lately, so maybe we could do a beer review along with a little toast.
I actually have a beer issue.
Oh, geez, what?
I can only drink like 2 beers now. I don't know. I get bloated.
Really?
It's weird. Yeah. All of a sudden I'm like, oh, I get like two beers. That's all I can drink. It's because I'm telling you why. It's because I've been trying to quit smoking. It's like rocking a soda machine. You can't tip it over. You got to rock it back and forth. It's a whole thing. I got that from Seinfeld, but I haven't been drinking. It's like 1 beer, 2 beers, 1 beer, because I don't want to smoke. And then so, and now all of a sudden I have like if I have 2 beers, I'm like, I don't even want dinner. I'm like bloated. I'm like, ugh. So.
Well, if you quit smoking, you know how much money you could save to do some upgrades to the Street Glide?
I don't want to do the math on that, but yeah.
No, yeah. Well, I'll do the math for you. It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. It is. Look, every time, this is the God's honest truth, and every time I have a cigarette, I'm like, I hate myself for starting this.
Like, when did you start smoking? Did I ever ask
in college?
You? Okay, because you never smoked when. Well, obviously,
No.
you weren't smoking when we were 10 years old.
But. But yeah, no, it started in college. Like, so I went to school in New York, and like, you spent some time in New York recently, but you're just out. Like, nobody leaves the house at until like 10. The bars close at like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Like you leave the bar and the sun's out. You're like, but that's where I picked it up. It was like back then you could still smoke in the bars. Everybody was smoking. You'd have some beers. You'd be like, give me one of those. And then it's the worst thing. Like, I don't have an addictive personality, like, other than nicotine. Like, nicotine has a grip on me, and I'm horrible. Like, I've been trying to quit for years.
Yeah, my dad never could quit. I think the day my dad died, he was like, he enjoyed smoking cigarettes. I don't know if he thought he was cool, but he just enjoyed it. Like, I don't know what it was, but he enjoyed it. He had no interest in trying to quit at all. I remember him telling me he went to a hypnotist. Remember, you're supposed to go to a hypnotist. They're gonna cure you. You're not gonna want to smoke a cigarette. My dad went to the hypnotist. He's like, I lit up a cigarette in the hallway walking away from his office.
Yeah. My dad went to a hypnotist and he quit. And if you ask him, he'll tell you, he goes, I quit because I was so embarrassed that I tried that. But he never smoked another cigarette again after that. Yeah, I
I
mean, it worked. So whether that worked or really it was what he says, I mean, that's my dad. If you ask him if he's French, he'll tell you he's no, I'm American. So,
I'm,
but dad, you're French Canadian. Like, no, I'm American, damn it.
yeah.
So
I'm trying to. I don't know if I ever saw your dad smoking. I must have. I mean, not like I ever talked to your
he
dad that much, but
he quit. My dad probably quit. I bet you I was 7.
oh, okay. So that makes
So
sense.
I mean, I was young, but he was, I mean, he grew up with that generation, right? I mean, born in the 40s. Cigarettes were everywhere, TV, movies, everywhere you went, smoking on a plane, smoking in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Christ, I think back then they didn't even have smoking and non-smoking. You just smoked. Like if you smoked, you smoked.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think he quit. I was probably about 7 or 8, and he
Oh, okay.
did. But man, I've been trying. I've tried the gum. I've tried the patch. I've tried medications, and like when you tell me that your dad said that like he really enjoyed smoking cigarettes. Like it has it's definitely a chemical effect, but it has sort of like a calming, like that chemical, like when it hits you,
Yeah.
that's what it is. You actually believe you enjoy this. That's
Yeah.
the
Well,
best way to describe it.
yeah. Because like I was always like, Dad, you got to quit. Like I want you to be here for a while. Can you quit? And then after a while, I'm like, I don't want him to quit. Like, because then he'll be miserable, and he'll probably die anyways. Just from not smoking and being miserable. So it's like, at the end there, I was kind of like, just smoke your cigarettes, just enjoy it, while you can.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. But
but
whatever. Yeah, it's just like a little sidebar to whatever. But yeah, it sucks. It's the worst. It was I wish I never did. It's
yeah.
the
All right.
worst.
Well, we hope you can quit. The Ride Life podcast is behind you. We want you to quit. So if you could do it, the only reason I want you to quit is so you can put some goddamn parts on that street glide dealer so you can, you know, have some fun.
I know, right?
Yep. But well, Jim, it's we're about 37 minutes into this, and we haven't done a Does Jim Know in a while, so we are bringing back. Well, not bringing back, but this is a Does Jim Know segment. I got 3 questions for Jim. I wish we started at the beginning and see what your actual record is, because you're definitely in the negative. You're definitely in the red right now. Still,
But I've
you
had
haven't.
some good weeks. This is both my favorite and my least favorite part of the show.
I I could see that because it's like a pop quiz. Pop
Yeah.
quiz.
And
So,
it could be anything about motorcycles.
good. And this is getting like these questions, these 3 questions. It took me all week to think about these questions. Like they're not easy. Like it's not easy to come up with questions for the Does Jim Know segment. So you guys should be thankful that we're doing this.
I know. And if they're about YouTube videos and shows, there's a good chance I'm not going to have a lot of recollection. Recollection.
Recollection.
Recollection.
Whatever. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just get on. All right. Does Jim know? Question number 1. Jim, what came out first? The Easy Rider magazine or the Easy Rider movie? Dun, dun,
I
dun, dun,
don't
dun,
know how
dun.
old the magazine is, but I'm going to say the magazine.
And you would be wrong.
Yeah.
So, the Easy Rider movie came out first, being released on July 14th, 1969, while the magazine Easy Riders was founded in 1970. So it's real close.
I knew the movie was 69, but I didn't know if it predated the magazine or not.
Yeah, just barely, only a year. So that was all right. You're 0 for 1. Next question. We know, Jim, you love your Simpson helmet, right? So this is a Simpson helmet question.
Oh.
So back in November 16th, 2020, what company bought out the Simpson?
Oh, I don't have the foggiest idea, so I would have to completely and utterly guess on this. I I know it's not what's coming to my head.
What's in that head of yours?
Oh, Arai is coming to my head, but it's not them.
No.
Um, I'm trying to think like because of like they're big in the drag market and the motorcycle helmet market and the
Yep.
racing market. So
Yeah.
I was trying to think of
You're on the right path.
yeah, I was thinking of something like I was trying to think of something with drag racing, but I yeah, I don't have a name. I got
All right.
nothing.
So, like I said, back in 2020, November 16th, Harley Performance bought Simpson.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Simpson is under the Harley umbrella.
Yeah. And I was thinking something but drag racing related, but I was thinking more of like a sponsored company like a Napa or something like
Or
that
a
bought it.
Summit.
But
I thought you might say
yeah,
Summit.
yeah, like Summit Racing but
Yeah.
I wouldn't have pulled Holly carburetors out of there.
No, Harley Performance, which is weird because like I didn't know that either. I thought it just happened recently. That's so when I looked up the question and they bought him out in November of 2020. I was like, huh, that's been 5 years. So it's like I didn't realize. So all right.
A lot of the drag racing and stuff like that. I mean, that's where Simpson really like made their name was in drag racing.
Oh yeah, definitely. They were
Yeah.
Simpson helmets for drag racing for the longest time, and then they kind of got into the motorcycle world, I believe.
Yep.
I don't really know the exact story, but Simpson, again, by far the best looking helmet. Might not be the quietest, but is the best looking helmet on the market, I think. So, all right. So you are 0 for 2. Did I say that right?
Feels about right.
Yeah.
Feels
So,
about right. Oh
all
for two.
right. All right. Hold on. What did I
I
just
might
do?
get shut out tonight.
I don't know. You might get this question. This is, like I said, this is my third question. I was reaching. So, it's a Harley Davidson question, Jim. What year did Harley Davidson start using the hydraulic clutch on the touring models?
Ooh, on the touring models. What year is
Hmm.
your bike? Your bike is an
Uh,
'08.
hold on. Can I answer that question? Nope. They're telling me I cannot answer that question for you.
Oh, 2010,
Hmm. What year is your bike?
14. Is that the
Ah,
first year?
that's the first year.
Wow. I thought
Yep.
it was prior to my bike. That's why
No.
I knew it was after your bike, but I couldn't. Wow, 14.
Yep.
They're back, right? They're back to
Yeah, they went back. So
yeah.
2014 to 2020, they started out with the Rushmore project when they went to the hydraulic clutch, but in 2021 they went back to the cable clutch, which is great because I don't know I think the cable clutch has a better feel compared to the hydraulic clutch, and it just looks
If
better.
you're needing a lot of feel in your clutch, yeah, the cables, you got a lot more feel
Yeah.
for sure.
So
All right, 0 for 3.
0
That's
for
my worst
3.
performance in a while. That's all
I
right.
it
It
is.
happens.
All right. Well, in a few weeks you're gonna come back and you're gonna get at least one or two.
Last time I killed it, I think I was 3-0.
No, you went three
It's
and
been a
zero.
bit. Yeah, well, it's been a hot minute, but I went 3-0.
Holy shit!
I think our buddy Jack was even messaging me.
Wow. Huh. That's pretty good. I think you're right because then I was like, I got to make these questions harder. All right,
I
Jim.
was hoping
So,
you were going to say what number comes between 1 and 3, but that wasn't the last question.
all right. Well, I got another question for you. This isn't does Jim know, but Jim. So you're gonna quit smoking. You're gonna be
All right.
saving up all this money. Let's give me. So I'm hearing these rumors that your bike is gonna be in the garage this winter. It's not gonna be snowed on. You're gonna have a chance to go over there and look at it and maybe put some new parts on it. Is there an upgrade that you would like to do? A reasonable upgrade, not like fucking putting a turbo on, but a reasonable upgrade that you can do at Rhodey's house to the street
I
glide.
got two things I really want to do.
Okay.
One we talked about last week with Corey. It's not an upgrade. I want to replace my belt. I'm gonna wait till Corey does his, and he fucks everything up, and then figures out how to do it, and then he can come down to Roadies and we'll do
Wait a minute.
mine.
So wait,
That's
let's
not
just
an
go back.
upgrade though.
I know, but let's just go back because I remember we were talking about this, and when I said you got to take the swing arm off, you kind of looked at me funny, like, "What?" But yeah, you got to take the swing arm off.
Why?
Well, how else are you going to get the belt off?
You just open the whole like primary comes off and
Yeah, no, I yeah, I'm pretty sure you got to take the swing arm off. Like how else are you going to get it so it goes around the front sprocket to the rear sprocket, right?
you
Uh,
yeah. It's inside the swing arm,
Yeah,
you
so
remove the tire, and you remove the primary and everything, and you just take it off.
yeah, maybe I don't know. I never did one, so
At least that's how I thought it was. I wouldn't think you would have to take I know you got to take the tire off.
well, you'd have
Well,
to
you
take
got
the
to, yeah, I mean,
well, yeah, obviously take the tire off, but maybe you'd have to take a shock off because you got to get it out of there. You know,
I don't,
yeah,
I'm confused, dude. I'm having a hard time with this right now. If you think about it, if you remove the whole primary and everything, so you're right down to that
yeah,
sprocket,
yeah,
what's in the way? You get the sprocket, it's the belt, it goes through to the,
yeah, but the belt goes underneath. It goes so the swing arm's like in the middle, so it goes underneath in the front. It goes underneath the swing arm. I don't
I'm
know.
going to Google this.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
going
no,
to Google this.
Google this after. So, all right. So you were talking about doing a belt upgrade, which is, I think that's a waste of money, Jim.
No, mine's got some cracks. It's getting pretty bad, and I don't want to get broken down with it.
All
So,
right. I guess that's
um,
preventative maintenance. I guess.
yeah, and that's not a problem. I really want to add a Sawicki mid length. I
Oh,
keep going back and forth on it, and I looked at another brand, and I was like, this is really cool, and I do really like this. It's a little less money, but I can't find any non-sponsored reviews on it.
yeah.
So that makes me leery. Like every review I find on it is sponsored. So I'm like it looks cool, it sounds cool, but is it really? Because it's sponsored, you know?
Just you got to get the Sawicki. That thing. We've heard a bunch of them in person. We know what they sound like. You're gonna be happy. Like it makes my Bassani sound like a stock pipe. So
It is loud.
it is loud. So I mean that's another thing. If you don't want a loud bike because they are loud, but they sound good. It's not like it's a bad loud. So, but anyway, so last week we had Corey on, and I got so many messages saying that his audio was so low that they couldn't hear it, and I'm not sure why. Like, do you know why? Like, because it sounded great in my headphones.
When we recorded it, it was perfectly fine.
Yeah, and then I listened to it too, and his audio was really low. I don't know if it's setting on our end because remember, I had a setting on mine. Remember you told me I go into the actual my laptop, and I turn my setting up for my microphone.
Yeah, the sensitivity of the microphone. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe that's what he needed to do, but it sounded. I don't get it. It sounded so. We apologize for the low audio on his side. That's like been our biggest like hurdle we've been trying to get over is the audio. We want the audio to be perfect for you guys when you're listening, because I know from listening to podcasts, if the audio kind of is off, it makes it tough to listen along and kind of know what they're talking about. So the audio is very important to us.
So it happens with the guests. It doesn't really happen with you and me. I think it's the way, like if a guest uses their phone or a guest uses their laptop, and then like I do the remove background noise on these because cars drive by, stuff happens, whatever, dogs bark, and I do the remove background noise. I'm wondering if it recognizes some of their audio as background noise.
Yeah, so maybe next time we'll have to have the barking and the cars in the episode, as long as we have his audio or our guest audio better. So we're going to work on that, guys. So we apologize again. Like we're trying here. But all right, so back to upgrades.
By the way, real quick. Yeah, no, it definitely says you got to remove the swing arm.
Yeah,
it says it wraps around the swing arm's pivot shaft.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I kind of thought that.
Well, whatever. I mean, it is what it is.
All right, so what's another?
I'll let Corey do it. And then once he has all the kinks worked out, he can come down and we'll bang mine out in a couple hours.
All right.
No, I really want to do like the biggest. I want to get a good tune on it, and I want to get the Sawicki exhaust. I want to get rid of the ugly. I don't really hate duals. I don't love duals, but I don't hate them. But I specifically hate my my mufflers on. I don't like it. It's quiet.
Yeah.
But it's just not a good looking pipe, anyways. With that super trap style exhaust. Other than that, I mean, probably more like cosmetic stuff, if anything else. Like I would like to do some cosmetic upgrades to my bike.
Well, if we can get this T-shirt thing going, so any funds we make, we could go towards parts for Jim's
Yeah.
bike.
So this is probably gonna come up in the next like couple weeks because the weather's changing pretty quick, and I'm not gonna like want to run home and like ride the bike and stuff like that when it starts getting colder and colder. So we'll dial in on some of those logos and offerings and things like that. So
Yep. Yeah, that'll be cool because I actually haven't really made any new logos lately, but I think we got a couple to choose from, some cool
yep,
stuff, and I got some more stickers for you. I ordered a helmet sticker. You know how I have it across my visor,
yep.
so I ordered some. They were supposed to be hot pink, but they look more reddish. So I'll give you one to put on your helmet.
Yeah, I was gonna get that white one. I want to get it. I'm actually gonna order up a new screen. I want to ask you this since we're on the show. You've got that like what is it like amber? It's like a reflective amber.
Yeah, well they call it gold. It's a gold visor.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking about going with the flat black that I have, going with the chrome,
Well, that'd be cool.
right? And then you get like the contrasting sticker across it. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would look good. The only thing is like at nighttime you're screwed.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering like you have the gold and you said it doesn't really affect you at night, so
But yeah, the chrome one is real dark. I have a chrome one on one of my built wheels, and
okay.
it's dark. It's like
I mean,
even the
I could get the same one. It would still look good with the matte black. I just think it looks better with the white.
yeah. Well, Edwin just got an amber one, so he said that's great. It's like yellow sunglasses, you know. So
Yeah.
you put that on, it looks good, and then you could put that little flip down visor if it's really sunny. So you have that and the amber, and
Yeah.
so you could do that, and then the sticker would look good on there too.
All right. I'm glad we hashed that out.
Yeah, you got some options.
All right. Does that count as an upgrade? Because I'm definitely ordering one this winter.
Yeah, I want to order another shield too because I love that Simpson helmet, and I like that chrome one too because it's like you pull up
It
next
is
to
pretty cool.
someone, yeah, no face, no case.
If
Especially
you
for
have if you carry the bag with you, like my helmet, like I bring it down to the bike in the bag.
yeah,
You can store if you had a visor that you would wear only at night as an example, like the clear one, you could just put it in the bag. It's not going to get hurt.
no, they sell these other things that it's like I think they call it the pin lock. It's just a little shield that clips
Yep.
into the clear shield.
Are
So
you
you could
using that pin lock?
no,
Do you use one?
no,
I had one on my other helmet, and I don't have one on this one. The other helmet used to fog all the time. My Simpson helmet doesn't fog.
yeah, I haven't had any fogging issues yet, so. But yeah, I might get another shield too, just to have. I like different shields.
I like the chrome.
Yeah,
I like the gold one. I just thought the gold looks better with white than the matte black, but
yeah, for sure. And they're freaking expensive though. The visor is $90
yeah, what are
for a
they,
visor.
$90? It's kind of funny. You can get like a certain one for like 60. Like chrome might be 60, and then the other ones are 90, and then like the blue one might be 75.
Yep. Yeah, they vary. They vary. But Jim, we've been on here for 52 minutes and we haven't even got to everything in the notes. I want to talk about the Kruesi Originals Thrashin Supply Biker build off, but
All right, bring it up.
what?
Let's do it. You brought it up. Let's do it.
Yeah. So did
What'd
you
you
watch?
think of it?
You know, I love Thrashin Supply. And I like Kruesi. And I don't know, at first I was like, Thrashin, their bike is so sick. Chrome, frame, and everything. And then I saw the paint job. And I was like, I don't love it. And then, Kruesi's bike, I was kind of like, it's all right. It's got those rabbit ear handlebars. And then I saw him riding it. And I was like, damn, that is cool. So I was torn. So if I had to pick right now, I don't even know which, at first I was all Thrashin. But now I'm like, after watching that video, the Kruesi bike is like, it's on to me. But I mean, is that just like something that choppers are going to come back? You think by those two guys making choppers out of new bikes, do you think the choppers are going to come back?
So this reminds me of something that a famous bike builder said back in January, and actually recently popped up again. And I'll bring that up after. So first of all, I looked at both those bikes, and if I had to choose, I'd choose Kruesi's bike. Because I still like old school choppers. It was a little bit more old school. I liked a lot of elements of the paint on the Thrashin bike, but it was like a little overdone.
Yeah.
So like if you can picture that was like a thing you did on the computer and you hit 100% and then you could back it off to 50%, I think it'd be really cool.
Yeah, I agree.
When I looked at the Thrashin bike, I was like, I feel like this is a bike that Brian built in his garage, ordering parts off of Thrashin Supply. Like that's other than the paint. That's how I felt when I saw it, I'm not trying to downplay because I know they did more than that, but that's what it looked like to me.
Yeah. Well,
And
I agree.
and when I looked at Kruesi's bike, I was like, I kind of feel like this is a swap meet chopper. You know, kind of had some different like pipes on it, but it had like the I call it the Huffy style banana seat. You know,
Yeah.
reminds me of a Huffy.
Yeah.
But I personally, I like that style. Like I love those old school choppers. You know, but I kept saying like it's like, oh, a biker build off. Well, first of all, the video that I watched, there was nothing about building it at all. Like it was, the bike was done. I'm sure there's more out there.
Yeah.
I saw that. So, but it didn't really feel like a build off to me.
Well,
Like,
you got to watch the whole series. Did you watch the?
and I didn't. Admittedly, I didn't. And I don't have that kind of time in my life. I just don't. And I know that it's an unfair judgment, but I still kind of felt like both bikes or neither bike really had anything that was like, wow, to me, that's like super unique and original. And I think both of them are capable of much better. That's how I felt when I watched it.
Yeah. No, I agree. The Thrashin Supply bike is like, they're not. I don't think they're not builders like Kruesi is. They're not, but
Yeah.
they make really cool parts. They design really cool shit, and they, like I said, they put all their Thrashin stuff on that bike, and it came out really cool. The paint job. I just didn't love the paint job. I think they should have went with an older, more of a not so crazy paint job, kind of a less is more kind of paint job.
So I'm really into like for my part, like I like elements of that paint job. Like I said, if I could have taken like 50% of it away, I think it would look really cool. I'm into like, remember the bike that Indian Larry built? It was one of the first bikes that he built, and they put like the indents in the tank, but like
Yep.
that part of the tank was red and the rest of it was like cream.
Yep.
That's like my paint. Like I love that style. Simple, new modern, but it looks old school. You know, it looks
Yeah.
there.
So if you put Kruesi's paint on the Thrashin bike, even though it's a black bike, it would have been killer. Black and chrome and all the Thrashin parts, it would have been killer. So
If you put the paint, just the tank paint on Kruesi's bike and left everything else black on it, I would probably still like his more. I just like I still really like old school choppers. Like,
yeah, he just
but
looks so comfortable riding down the road with those rabbit ear bars, and
yeah, for sure.
I still don't like the look of long forks. I don't think I ever will. So that's why I favored the Thrashin bike, because it had more of my style. It was a little bit raised in the front. It was kind of, but it wasn't crazy like Kruesi's was.
Actually, one of the coolest bikes in that video, they only show it for like 3 seconds. It was like Sosa Metalworks. That was really cool.
I didn't even see that one.
Yeah, it's real quick. It's after they're at Red Rock Harley Davidson, and they're just kind of like doing like crowd shots and just like it's like stock photos. You know, they're running around, and
Yeah.
it just says like I think they show the plate and it says like Sosa Metalworks. I thought that was cool. But that bike that Edwin has, I like better than both of those bikes.
Bike that who has?
Edwin has the one that used to be owned by the guy from, was it Godsmack or whatever?
Oh no, some Slipknot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was built
I,
by Bling Cycles.
yeah, so I like that bike better.
Yeah.
But kind of watching this, so I don't know if you saw this, and I had to do a little bit of research. So recently, I saw a video from Jesse James, and like I guess somebody was like calling him out and like talking shit against him. Back in January, he was talking about Born Free,
Yep.
and like, you know how Jesse is kind of like, sometimes he's like intentionally controversial just for the sake of being controversial, just because he can and he doesn't care.
Yeah.
Like he's like intentionally trying to push buttons. Well, he came out in like I guess it was January, and he said Born Free was like Coachella with bikes. And I mean, he's kind of like he's not 100% wrong, but he's also kind of being a dick. Like he's just being a dick, but he has his own way of doing things, and everything he does is like he tries to make everything by hand as much as he can, and he's his own breed. But that doesn't mean that what other people are doing are bad per se. They're just different, just different. But recently, like people started like breaking his balls, and he kind of like doubled down on it, and he was kind of like, so this guy's calling him out, and I don't know if this guy was like legitimately like challenging him to a fight or a build off. It was really ambiguous what this guy was trying to say.
Really?
Like, and Jesse put the video up on his Pope of Welding Instagram, and then he puts out the video, and he's like, this guy's challenging me, like talking shit, and then like he goes, you wanna fight me over my clothes? The guy made some comment about the way Jesse dresses and shit. But in the background of the guy's videos, there's literally 2 West Coast Choppers like things up on the wall, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Which is just awesome.
Oh.
But he puts out the video, right? So Jesse puts out this video, and he's like, what did he say? He goes, I'm really, really sorry that what I said hurt your feelings, but I meant every word.
He is great at coming. He comes back at people on Instagram all the time, and it's hilarious. But Jesse's been the same way since he started. He's been wearing Dickies for friggin' 30 years, and he's just not going to change. So that's just how he is. That's why he's so good. When
I watched the video, and then I thought about kind of what Jesse was saying, and it's like I have a lot of appreciation for what a lot of people are doing, and they have a lot more talent and skill than me. But I also kind of realized like I'm not super into trends. Like I think if something becomes really popular, I tend to not like it just because I just don't like it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like because it's popular. Does that make sense?
Yeah, oh for sure. I mean that's like bands come out, they get popular, nobody likes them anymore.
Yeah, I mean, like the Thrashin thing, like I'm kind of over the whole like the Thrashin risers and the bars and stuff, and like I realize like they probably serve a great purpose. They're high quality, so I'm not trying to like badmouth the part. It's just visually for me, I'm like I'm kind of over it.
Yeah. I mean they're getting pretty mainstream, so I can see that. So they're everywhere. Yeah. Every bike you see has got Thrashin stuff on it now. So oh yeah, I just wanted to talk to you about that, but
yeah,
that's it.
I mean, it's cool. Good. Like I like. And I sound like I'm really negative about it, and it's not, because it was still a cool video. It was still cool to see what they were doing. It was all the people at Red Rock and that, but it just I didn't feel like they were doing anything unique. I guess.
Yeah. Well, understandable. So, all right. Well, I think that's about it for tonight, Jim. It's enough.
Yeah. Hour and 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was fun.
We always do, my man.
Yeah. So go check us out, Ride Life Podcast, on Instagram, Ride Life Brian, Ride Life Jim. And if you're watching YouTube right now and you're still listening, hit the like button, subscribe. We're our numbers are getting up there, so we're enjoying it. We're having fun, and we're trying to put out good episodes every week. So,
all right, man. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll see you next Tuesday.